Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and today we have a video, once again ranked, of me sailing the Tier 6 American destroyer, the Farragut. And I know this is back-to-back destroyer games, but the reality is, for me, the most fun and interesting games I've personally had are in my destroyers. When I've played cruisers, I tend to, sit back, keep myself from getting shot, and just do damage and try to distract. And when I'm a battleship, well, you just kind of take the hits, angle the best you can, and do as much damage as you can. But destroyer gameplay is really dynamic. It can often get quite hectic, and there's just a lot of action. And that's something that, to me, makes a fun game and makes a fun video. Now, some of you have started sending in your ranked games. I'm gonna start watching through them. I just haven't had the chance yet, playing through and with work and everything. And I don't like commentating a game until I've seen it through at least one time. So expect those to come out. I know there's at least one or two battleship videos and a cruiser, so we'll get to see how some of the other tiers play, and who knows, maybe I'll have one of my own that I feel like sharing. Now, my previous video was in the Shinonome. Now I'm in the Farragut. Why the change? Well, I went on a losing streak in the Shinonome, and if you're having a rough time with a ship, try something different. So I tried cruisers for a couple games, and it was kind of hit or miss whether I won or lost. And then I decided, you know what? I always played the Sims and Benson in previous seasons, American DDs, and the way they wiggle their ass. It just works for me. So I've gone off alone to capture Alpha, and I tend to do this kind of thing a fair amount, regardless of what destroyer I'm in. Part of the reason I do it is I'm comfortable in my own ability to go to a cap alone and not get nuked. Typically, if you have more than one destroyer, one is going to go to the off cap. You need someone there to capture it, if possible. If the enemy team completely ignores it, free points. And then B, it provides you vision from a different angle than where your team is. And I just like to take that duty upon myself because, well, I like to think I'm decent. And in just so many games, I've watched friendlies, not friends, go to another cap and pretty much get deleted before they've done anything. And that just really hurts your team. Whereas, thanks to a bit of poor shooting from the Shinonome, I've both managed to cap and pretty much knock them down to 1/3 health. Not a bad start. And more importantly, we've got the points now. Over at Bravo, the team nuked one of their destroyers, and I've been good at Alpha. And you can see, the enemy team did the same thing. They sent one destroyer off to the off cap just to capture it if they could. And a lot of times the ones going are the better concealed ones, the Fubuki, the Shinonome. And I've kind of been finding a lot of success with the Farragut just because of its gun performance. When I was sailing around in the Shinonome, I was really thinking a lot about how can I get the best torp strike. Whereas in the Farragut, it's just how can I find their destroyers and kill them. And that change in mindset I really think has been working for me, because I'm no longer getting myself caught, and I'm no longer kind of out of the battle. I've got no problem shooting my guns, getting spotted. Whereas in the Shinonome, you're kind of like, I can stealth fire these, don't want to get detected. You fire your torps, turn off, and, if you have a bit of bad luck and the enemy ships just keep turning, you never get the damage you want. But this game is going well. You can see the team's doing pretty decently. Our Warspite Trollbane is definitely hurting, and if the enemy team can focus him down, he's not going to last long. But beyond that, the rest of the team is doing well. We do have an Anshan who ran himself aground, but looks to be backing off, and I've found the enemy Anshan. So, got 2 full health destroyers. He's got 3,000 more hit points than me, but I like to think I've got better guns than him. And, well, to a degree I do, as I've got the B-hull with 5 guns rather than 4. Now right here, I pop my smoke, but I'm still sailing out of it. I do this really for one major reason. I'm trying to bait his torps. I want that ship to waste his torpedoes in a direction where I have no intention of being. I've definitely been winning this gunfight I got some supporting fire from down south in the Leander, and there we go. The Anshan decides he's had enough. Time to smoke, and unfortunately for him, my torpedoes were close enough that he had to keep his speed up to get the rudder over. I get a fire there right as he disappears, and with none of his team other than that Arizona within my detection ring, and the Arizona, well, up until there, obscured by my smoke, I wasn't detected. Now I definitely have to be careful here. The Anshan's in there, he's got his guns. I'm surprised he's not firing a little more, but I think if he was, maybe I'd be able to narrow him down. Finally, that detection closes in and I can go stealth. I get myself over to left and I'm trying to displace myself laterally. Now you have to be careful in situations like this because if you turn two side on to the location of the destroyer you're closing, you can get caught not having enough time to turn and dodge torps. I get lucky there, they're all wide of me, and there's the Anshan. I know he's got no torps, fires his guns, does a little more damage to me, but I finish him off and finish the game.
And that battle was short and sweet, and that's how I like my ranked games. I'd rather get the win quickly, decisively, than a long drawn-out match where a bit of chance can decide the end of it. I went to Alpha, I killed the destroyer that was there, and then I just got him behind their team, was trying to spot, their Anshan came for me, finished him off, and we got the game. 297,000 credits, 3,600 experience, 29,000 damage, solo cap, 2 kills. Not bad for such a short game. And our team actually, I believe, went perfect in this one. No one on my team died. That Warspite hung on, and we just worked through their team too quick for them to really do anything. And you can see it there. Top of team, 16-11, but look at them. They had 2 ships left, but because they never got Bravo, and because we got Alpha so early and just ran through their ships, they had no way to really fight back. Now, all my damage was retained within those 2 destroyers, but I did get some damage upon spotting, and I've had a couple games where that number has been very large just by sitting off, you know, in a different spot from where the team is. And in the American destroyers, you have to be careful because your smoke is also very useful for the team. So I've had games where, you know, I'll smoke and then try to kite out and just ask the other DD to go back and be the one to give the second smoke so that I've bought myself the time to get into a position where I can help my team. End of the day, took home just over 200,000 credits, 3,600 experience, and a star, and I finally made it up to 8. It was my goal for Saturday night to make it to 8, and I just couldn't do it, but I'm starting to find my stride. I think I went 10-1 yesterday, and that really helped me jump back up the ranks. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed this. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel, and as always, I'm Qckslvrslash, and I'll have another one for you all later.